is not a spring chick. I know, because part of it is we usually start off with Oldecam and then do this other stuff. Well, see, part of it is that my, we changed the order, so I forgot where we were, which is, oh yeah, we're getting ready to do Oldecam. But talk about putting a spin on things. Oh yes. President Obama is trying to put a spin on, oh, let's just see. How can he spin Netanyahu and, oh yeah, we got him to do exactly what we wanted. Well, let's bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. And Democrats are trying to spin the Obama self-destruct over Israel into a brilliant piece of diplomacy.
I mean, BS couldn't even do the BS, listen to the BS that these people are putting out. That this shows why this man is America's greatest president. He has done what no president could ever do. He has forced the Israelis to the bargaining table, knowing now that they have to bargain in good faith, because if they don't, the United States will stand against them. Well, let's see, by the time Netanyahu was done, Obama had done an about face, and the Palestinians, they really, I mean, they didn't trust Obama before. They trusted him none now, because he knew, like that, what he's condemned on the floor of the United States House and by the Senate, by the Jews, and remember, there's an awful lot of Jewish people in our Congresses. And the moneymakers said, you know, well, we're not really worried about losing any money because we're the only game in town, because you can't, if you put Republicans in, they'll, no, they support the Jewish state. Yeah, they said he just talked all over. He gave the emphasis to anybody that's going to run a Democratic Party that supports Israel now. Yeah, and he basically, you know, his ratings fell another 5% among Muslims after yesterday's thing.
And face-to-face, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu rejects Obama on borders.
God, they said they've never seen a president of the United States being lectured nationally. That they said that you could tell, we're talking to people that the Democrats hire to do the body language stuff, said there was a pissed off, you know, Netanyahu and and Obama that looked like a school kid being taken to the Woodhouse to get his butt spanked. Because he was basically, he called him to his face delusional. And he said he has to sit there because he basically, like I said, they got caught in a massive lie. I'm willing, okay, they said that here's they got two, as I understand, there's two scenarios for what happened. One, Obama, first of all, doesn't read off the notes, he reads off the teleprompter. One, he did not know it was coming up and he just read it. Or the second is because he has such a total contempt for the Jews that he just simply put it in there to try to embarrass Netanyahu, when knowing that Netanyahu was there while the speech was being made and had to have and they were going to have this state meeting. And Netanyahu basically embarrassed the hell out of the President of the United States so much that the President didn't want to have a question and answer session afterwards. He said no president in our nation's history has been talked to like that by anybody.
Well, usually the leaders are respectful of each other.
They said there was no respect whatsoever from Netanyahu for Barack Obama yesterday. There is no respect. Okay, France basically dislikes this president with a passion. The Israelis dislike this president. The Muslims dislike him. I mean, they said, one of the people said, this president is probably the most disrespected president in our nation's history.
Well, and it has nothing to do with Obama standing up at Netanyahu last time he came into this country to meet with him.
He didn't meet with him. So,
that's all he
I mean, they said, I mean, and then the worst is yet to come, because Netanyahu made also in a statement, like, he said that he's going to be meeting with Congress to, you know, address a joint session of Congress of various and important leaders, and he said, yes, you know, as important as Mexico, who sat there and condemned the United States for an hour and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And CDC recommends preparing for all disasters, even zombies.
Oh God, I mean, this is everywhere. I mean, you think, I mean, I just even flip-flop Obama doesn't believe that one, but
and now I want to watch Saturday Night Live because you know they're going to have fun with that one.
It's just every comment, I mean, it's everywhere you can think of that these idiots actually, okay, they actually think that there are zombies. I mean,
oh, do they really? I thought it was a joke.
No, they said, no, it's not a joke. The Democrats actually believe, they were watching, okay, if you see it on television, it must be real. So they saw the ancient, old black and white photography thing by George Romero. They thought it was real. That people came out of the ground because of an accident that Republicans caused. I heard a person say that last night, that everyone knows Republicans caused this major accident that they tried to hush up. And I'm listening to that, and I'm watching the guy that on the massive left-wing show. He's got this.
Yeah.
And it's a movie. And he said it's a movie. They actually think that the stuff they see, liberal Democrats do not watch television to go to motion pictures. If they do, they turn it on and they say, oh my God, look what the Republicans have done now. We're talking the war of 1776, what the Republicans have done now. They don't realize we had a revolution either, so.
Well, there's a difference between fiction and nonfiction.
They don't think there is any.
Yeah. And former IMF chief released from jail under house. Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah, nobody cares. I mean, nobody cares, but Bill O'Reilly and the Republicans. So.
Well, he never should have been arrested in the first place.
I know it. Basically, the French. They said 80% of the French think that this was a direct attack upon their country, and the next president of the next president. I mean, Sarkozy's not going to get reelected because they said Sarkozy's in league with Obama. So that basically...
They knocked him out of it.
He's trying to separate himself. He said that we had nothing to do with what was done in the United States. He's basically trying to dump it all on Obama, who wanted this guy gone because this guy doesn't believe in Obama's principles of stimulus. So Obama's going to the Chinese delegate is going to hit it. Unfortunately, the French are basically saying that we will simply, French and German others, we'll leave the IMF if they put that person in. So basically what Obama has done, in his utter brilliance again, is probably broken up the International Monetary Fund now.
Oh.
God, you've never seen one guy that has done more stupid things in his life than our current president. He's taken Jimmy Carter's place in history.
And spin meter on healthcare, it's Newt versus Newt. Well,
he changes I didn't really mean what I said. I meant what I said, but I didn't mean what I said when I said it. Nobody can understand. He can't explain away what he did. Basically, they're running his commercials all over television to go. They're running in conjunction with the woman being pushed off the thing, which a lot of Democrats in the House and Senate that are not liberals basically said is the most disgusting thing that they've ever seen, is pushing someone off a cliff.
And 27 die in Syria as conflict moves towards stalemate.
Yeah, well, basically, once again, Obama couldn't do anything. He has no... I know, I can talk to these people, and they will listen to me because I've got a Muslim outreach. Well, the Muslim outreach is basically, here's flip-flop Obama, take your hand and go... That's what they do to your hand.
Mm-hmm. And Senate blocks bill repealing $2 billion in oil tax breaks.
Well, don't worry. Okay, here it is. The bill actually passed, but there wasn't enough to kill a filibuster. Basically, the Senate knows that the money that is not going to Phillips, it's not going to Exxon, it's not going to Mobil, it's going to the little guys out there. It's why it enables them to be able to go drill in places.
And Freedom Riders Museum opens in Montgomery, Alabama.
I would have thought there'd have been a museum for that a long time ago, but it doesn't seem so. I mean, it's been a long time coming if it wasn't real.
And Obama ties trade pacts to aid for U.S. workers who lose jobs.
Yeah, and it's really doing really well because we're basically losing contracts to do things with everybody in the world because they basically, the reason why people are going out of this country to work is because there are basically so many restrictions. I mean, you got to put, you lay concrete now, it's got to be listed as hazardous waste area. If you do drywall work in your house, it's listed as hazardous waste area. Mm-hmm. There's so many rules and regulations, no one wants to work in this nation anymore.
And Obama ties trade pacts to aid for U.S. workers who lose jobs.
I know, she likes it so much, she read the same thing. That's how you know.
I know, well, you know why? Because I'm looking at the next one, which is scientists reveal face of a 49-million-year-old spider in 3D.
I know. It's got to be, who cares?
Yeah, but a 49-million-year-old spider.
All you had to do was to photograph it from multiple sides to begin with. I mean,
And lifeguard pay of $200,000 riles California Beach City.
it's not only the California Beach City. We're talking about the unions. Or people hate unions to begin with. We're talking, well, we didn't really make 200,000. Well, actually, we made 100,000 with benefits, and they get 90% of that when they retire at 50.
Well, you know, part of it is the lifeguards are part of the fire department.
Yeah.
The fire department actually seems to have a higher scale than other ones because...
Well, I mean, most of the people don't regret, they're not mad at a fireman getting that kind of money. They're mad at a guy that sets his shorts and wears suntan lotion.
Because they all wish they could be out at the beach.
Yeah, most of them do nothing all day long. I mean, I see a lot of people, we actually see a lot of those lifeguards that basically work for nothing. They're out there on the beach.
Part of it is we see that all the time.
Yeah.
Because the beaches don't have as many lifeguards as they used to have.
Yeah. But you know, if they basically were to take that $100,000 that the people upstairs get and divide it among about 10 people.
They could have more lifeguards.
Yeah, have more lifeguards.
And see, part of it is a lot of people see the lifeguards when it's busy, but we go to the beach as often as we can, so we see it when it's really boring and there's nothing for them to do.
And we'll see when the stands are not, we're talking, we know California lifeguards that are basically not on duty out there running up and down the beaches and not being paid for being there, but they're still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Anna Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
It basically, if it sounds as silly as it sounds, it's probably as silly as it sounds.